Hello, this is Alex at the stadium. Today is Saturday, June 13th, 2020, and I hear Dead of Winter. This is definitely one of our better selling board games. It's quite popular by Plaid Hat Games. And Dead of Winter, if you're not familiar with it, quick rundown of it is you are a group of survivors or at least people attempting to survive in a zombie apocalypse in the middle of the winter. And you have to scrounge for resources. You have your little encampment that you start in, but then you go to various locations in this town that ruins of town that you're taking shelter in. You can scavenge in like the library, the police department, all sorts of stuff. You'll find different items. For example, you'll more frequently find weapons at the police department. You'll more frequently find medical supplies at the hospital. Things, it generally makes sense. And so you're looking for items, and you're trying to survive and not get overwhelmed by the threat of all these zombies. And there's everyone has a private goal, and then there's also a public goal. And the public goal will usually be something like maybe you need to gather gasoline to be able to all make this trip to the safe zone or whatever. And so you have to gather up gasoline and donate your gasoline instead of using it for other purposes to this cause. And then if you can manage to accomplish this goal in a certain amount of time, then you win the game. But everyone also has a private goal, as I said. So the private goals will range from anywhere from kill X amount of zombies because you really want to kill these zombies, to things that can actually be negative. So because there is a chance in the game that some amount of people will be a traitor, and they'll have a traitor goal. So it'll be something that is very self-serving and is detrimental to the cause of the group. And that's all a secret, because these private goals are private. So a thing about the game is definitely trying to determine is everyone really acting in the interest of the group, or are some people maybe trying to sabotage things and just get what they can for themselves. And you can actually exile people out of the group, and there can be whole arguments about whether or not you should exile somebody and all this stuff. And if you are a traitor, you kind of want to hide that you're a traitor, right? So this is where a lot of the decision making kind of comes to a head in Dead of Winter, is just simply the possibility of the threat of somebody being a traitor. You might have games where nobody's a traitor, and you're like, all right, who's the traitor? Nobody. But no one knows that. And so that's something that some people really like about the game, but it's also something that can drive people away from it. Because the game is, at its core, a cooperative game, but sometimes it's just not for some people. And this isn't, while this is one of the better known examples of traitor mechanics in games, it's not a new idea. So would you rather play cooperative games that are always purely cooperative, or do you like traitor mechanics? Because I know some people that really want to actively avoid traitor mechanics, and they'll say like, well, I'm looking for Dead of Winter, but without any traitors. I mean, you can still play Dead of Winter without any traitors, but I think some of the decision making changes a bit from the game when you know that nobody's a traitor. Another example is Mysterium. Mysterium is a purely cooperative game where you're trying to basically help this ghost figure out how they died and who killed them. Basically the clue scenario: who was it, where did they do it, what did they do it with? And but then there's Obscurio is a different game that is very similar in concept to Mysterium, but it has a traitor mechanic. And you close your eyes, and then the traitor gets to do stuff, so you don't necessarily know who the traitor is. And then you open your eyes, and things are different. Things are messed with. So traitor mechanics can be very polarizing amongst people that generally like cooperative games, because if they really want to be cooperative, well, why have traitors? So, what do you think of traitor mechanics? Are they fun? Are they exciting? Or do they just defeat the purpose? Or somewhere in between? Let me know what you think, and look forward to reading all your answers. Generally speaking, I like them, but it also depends a little bit on who I'm playing with, and especially how many people. If it's like a 3-player game, I would probably prefer to just be cooperative, because with that few amount of people, then it's pretty quick to figure out who the traitor is, and you can pretty quickly end the game for somebody when it's more interesting to have that back and forth of who did it, who is it, kind of thing. But yeah, I will talk to you tomorrow. Hope you have a great rest of your day.